Oh, boo. Hello and welcome to Hero Mode Audio Chronicles, episode 70. Never looked it up, gonna guess that it's 73. And if that's wrong, 74. I don't think it's 72, but I'm really not sure. So it's gonna be one of these. I'll get it right on the file name. But today, I got with me the old homie from the OG place back on the rock, Leemo, Capn Leemo, Liam Dawson.
That's just my whole first name. Leemo, Capn Leemo, Liam Dawson. Dawson.
It's the proper name. So, yeah, we've been chilling, talking some fucking Marvel shit. So, like, I never seen Black Panther, but it's got mad hype.
Apparently he's smashing all sorts of box office records and stuff like that.
Yeah, like I don't know if it's just a lot of marketing money, which very easily could be, because you're talking about this is technically coming from the media monster empire of Disney, really. So you're talking Disney money behind all this shit. So they could be buying all these reviews, because everybody right now is basically screaming that it's the best thing ever made.
Well, I don't know, man. Like, critics seem to like it, and audiences seem to like it. You know, I think there's a lot of... I mean, it's Disney, right? Like, if Disney wants something to be successful, it's probably going to be pretty successful.
Yeah. Right? Like, there's going to be a degree of success just up front from their marketing dollar, but I mean, you see it. Do you think it's a good movie?
Yeah, it's like, it's good enough, right?
Certainly. Does it meet the hype, though? This level of hype? Do you think the hype is real, or is it just a little bit overhyped?
Man, for a superhero movie, I don't think it was overhyped. For, like, just a movie, yeah, I think there was a little...
Okay, yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Because, I mean, a lot of people are going and looking at this movie not necessarily as, you know, like a film, right?
I know what you're saying. Like, they're not taking critical, like, some kind of, like, academic eye.
Right, they're going into it, like, as a superhero movie.
Which is what you should.
Movie, right?
Fuck.
I mean, it's whatever you're into, right?
Yeah.
If you want to go into it with a critical look, or you just want to go in and be like, yeah, fucking, I want to see Black Panther ninja kick some dude across the room, like, whatever you're into, right?
I suppose, yeah.
So I think, yeah, it's certainly good enough for what people want it to be and what it's supposed to be, right? And, I mean, is it going to win an Oscar? Probably not, right?
But should it? Because this is one funny thing. Do you notice that? Like, why don't you see movies like that ever going into those?
Well, like I think the only time there was an Oscar given to a superhero movie was for Heath Ledger, and it was after he died. Now, I don't want to say that that Oscar was given out because he died. Like,
I know what you're saying, yeah, but he did kill it,
right?
Like,
well, it was a really, really good performance, and I mean, like, those Nolan movies, you can, like, watch those movies and be like, these are good movies. I don't
even if I don't know who superheroes are.
You for some reason didn't know who Batman was,
yeah,
and were really into film. You could watch those movies and be like, these are adequate. You know what I mean? As far as film goes, kind of thing.
You'd be like, that was a great movie.
Yeah, it was a really good movie. It was an awesome superhero movie. But as far as, like, a movie goes, it's pretty good. I mean, you could even argue, say, like, Batman Begins was a 4-act structure, not a 3-act structure, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You can make arguments for that. And that in itself kind of gives a little bit of credit, because, like...
It breaks the tradition a little bit, but still is like a...
Well, Nolan didn't have this formula in his mind.
Which
right?
I love it, actually. I mean, not to say that, like, you know, the structures are there for good use, but I do like to see departure. I'm really interested in seeing people more, like, experiment with...
Get artsy with your shit.
Yeah, but still tell a good story.
Well, and that's what it's all about. And that's why I like... Some art house stuff I really just don't get into, right? Because, like, they abandon story for this, like, emotion that they're trying to portray with, like, what you're seeing, right? And, I mean, so I guess some people are into that. I personally would like...
Yeah, but, like, I don't remember the movie, but what movie was a little while ago where it ends with the missus, like, he walks to a room, there's a giant spider in the corner of the room, and it's like, it's the first time anything like that in the movie happened, but it's like the end of the movie. But, like, yeah, because it hit a lot of people weird, but it's the same kind of like thing. But I do like that in the fact that, like, yeah, it's a bit weird as far as like, yeah, you're breaking out of people's like storytelling structure, but it leaves an impact in one sense. But and it's still like it's a way to tell a story, but it's almost just like cryptic the way like lyrics are cryptic.
Yeah, yeah, I get what you're saying.
And but going with the cryptic kind of like storytelling, and what did you think of? Did you watch El Topo after? Like I think you watched a bit of it.
Oh yeah, I know. I still haven't revisited El Topo
Or the Holy Mountain.
I'm saving Holy Mountain.
Because like Holy Mountain is like that, like,
and like even from the little bit I saw El Topo, I was like, this guy's thinking outside the box.
Yeah, like I fucking love those movies. Honestly, like they're really, really actually like one of my favorite movies, and two of my favorite movies. And it really like it hits people super strange because like I know like talk to you about like weird stuff and you know both artists and stuff. So like. There's an acceptance of that level of creativity and level of different taste. But, like, you throw that movie at someone who's, like, going out to see, Fast and the Furious.
You throw that movie out to, like, most modern audiences now, right? Like, I haven't seen these movies, but I hear people are really kind of like, well, one of them anyway, it just came out not long ago, Mother. Had Jennifer Lawrence and Oscar, or I forget what his name now, but he was in No Country for Old Men, which was a fucking sick
killer dude.
Yeah, the guy who played Anton Chigurh.
Yeah, that's a fucking savage movie.
Oh, that's such a good movie, man.
These like, and there you go too. We're like again fucks with the structure, but like that's kind of like a landmark movie now, and like that character. Anton is fucking like cemented in history. Like he's referenced. He's part of the culture now.
Yeah, it was really funny too, right? Like I didn't expect that from the movie. Like I didn't know anything about this movie when I watched it. It was just like my buddy was like, "Oh, you gotta see this movie's really good." It's like, "Geez, I didn't even hear about it," kind of thing. And I watched it and I was like, "What the fuck did I just watch?" Right? I was like, "Yeah, that was kind of a departure from almost like the Western."
Yeah, happy ending shit Like everything wraps up and like...
Yeah, man. And there was like a really big... It was quite philosophical for like this kind of a take on a Western movie, right? You know what I mean? Like all sorts of questions of morality and like fate if things were going to happen anyway, regardless if you were a good person or not.
You know what? Actually, the more we're talking about it now, it's starting to align for me with Valhalla Rising.
Oh,
yeah, and then I don't want to talk no more about it because you haven't finished watching it. But again, like it's funny because when I first watched Valhalla Rising, I didn't like it. I was like, "Fuck that movie." I was like, "Movie's shit. I hate it. It's garbage." Because I watched it like years ago.
Yeah.
And like the more even just like thinking about it after the fact that I did think about it after, but it was like at the time. Like I was keeping thinking about it, but I didn't realize that like at the time that meant it was a good movie because it stuck with me. Like
you just keep thinking about it.
Yeah, and so then later on, kind of deep diving a bit more and getting more of a taste, realized like fuck that was a good movie.
I was like, thank you.
Yeah,
I was so wrong.
I was like your brain was just in the wrong mode to kind of process that thing at the time. And I was like, that was garbage. Like, but
it's fun to do that though. Sometimes go back and revisit movies you saw when you were younger and you didn't really like. I gotta go back and watch Apocalypse Now real soon because I haven't seen that movie in such a long time.
I still haven't seen it. Every time I've gone to attempt to watch it, something has stopped me.
Dude, that's so crazy because that's like the movie, right? Like, you hear about the struggles that fucking.
I hear that the documentary about it being made is actually better than the movie. That's what I've heard. Like The Heart of Darkness, I think it's called.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be the making of it.
Right. Apparently that book's pretty good too. It's not a long read. I was thinking about reading it.
Yeah, that's definitely on my like must fuck with list.
Get all fucked up. Watch Apocalypse Now. Apparently they're gonna make a video game about it.
Man, Actually, that's a good point too, because you could have easily seen Apocalypse Now on NES. Because, like, when you think about it, there was a Platoon game on Nintendo. There was a Predator game on Nintendo. There was a RoboCop game.
It fucking blows my mind. There was a Platoon video game.
Yeah. Rambo.
Dude, who did you play as in Platoon? Was it Charlie Sheen or was it fucking Willem Dafoe?
I don't remember the game, but you can buy it.
I would fucking play that if you played Willem Dafoe.
We should look at... Alright, we're looking this up right now. If we can see
that part where Buddy goes in and, like, gets all blown up and he's all fucked up walking out. Oh, dude, that was such a crazy scene.
Where's the fucking browser here? Oh, no, I launched the wrong goddamn window.
Willem Dafoe getting shot the fuck up.
Platoon NES. I'm surprised there's probably not like an AVGN about it.
Like, what the fuck?
Right? Like, but this is my point. Like, it's funny how, like, even our tastes in video games...
The fucking 80s was such a different time.
Yeah, but, like, again, I grew up... Like, when I was a kid, I fucking loved RoboCop and Gremlins. So, like...
Actually, when I was growing up, it's RoboCop and Gremlins, the coolest things were fucking Alien,
Aliens,
Predator,
fuck yes.
Predator,
There's Aliens games.
and Terminator.
And there's all those games are on Nintendo. Like, every single one of those games is on NES.
Look at this shit. Oh, you fucking...
Yeah. But it was like, back then too, it was almost like they didn't... The medium of the video game wasn't realized first, like, where it sits in the culture at the time. They were just like, oh, we got money for marketing. Like, let's pay to make a game. Like, because people play games now too. Like, they don't just watch movies. Like,
this has nothing to do with the movie.
No! Like, how can it? Like a Nintendo game.
I don't know, man.
Because, again, even though it's a Nintendo game, Nintendo had the fucking seal, the Nintendo seal of approval, which was the thing that's, like, saved console gaming. Because, like, before, like, the death of Atari and all that was because of fucking a flood of shovelware.
Developers that were just making, like, this fucking garbage selling it to people.
Yeah, and there was no, like, people had no way to... There was no view into what games were or the quality, so the market was, like, a fucking ocean of hit or miss. And, but you're going out and you're like, oh, I could buy this game for $5, or I could buy this one for, like, $60. Well, I'm going to buy 4 $5 games instead because to me they're just games for the system, and there's no even the idea of like varying quality in games back at the time for consoles. There was no idea of. It'd be like, what's better, checkers or chess? Like, chess probably better.
Yeah, chess.
But checkers or sorry, Monopoly or like, you know what I mean? Like, did you really think about like the level of quality of a board game? You know, they were just games. Or what's better, like, fucking Crazy Eights or War? Like, you know what I mean? What's worth more, you know?
Man, fuck War for real, though. Like, the more I think about that game, the more I'm like, man, fuck that game. Like,
very unbalanced game.
Go on forever. Jesus.
Well, but it usually has a swing. It's like there's critical points and then it swings back.
Someone gets, like, the ace of spades and like, oh, fuck it.
Yeah, it's really hard to knock that out. Like, it's like a, like, start talking about war strategy. Fuck, man. Actually, talking about card games, though, I used to play Crazy Eights, like, all fuck time. Because it's one of those games, you can bust out, everyone knows how to play it, and it's like, it's a fast-moving game that doesn't take a lot of, like, thought, but there's a few subtle strategies that don't take a lot of thinking. You know what I mean? It's just like, well, I know these will go easy, so I'll keep that.
Yeah.
Like, I know these are harder to get rid of, so I'll get them first. Like, you know what I mean? And it's even, like, it's just layers of design after. But yeah, no one was thinking about, oh, what's worth more, War versus Crazy Eights. But now, if I said to you, would you pay $80 for Pac-Man? Or would you pay $80 for Street Fighter 4 Ultimate Edition? Or like Street Fighter 5, like with all season pass.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't think I'd buy either of those games for $80.
I'd buy shit for $80. But here you go. But I remember like...
Although I did pay $80 for Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, there you go. So talk about Dragon Ball Z. Again, you've been all over that. Oh, they got a couple plays in it since it's been out, but I really dug it. But you've kind of digested it a bit more. How do you find it?
It's well, I haven't played like a lot of versus games and tag games. Like the last time I really remember playing those games was Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter.
Oh yeah,
where they had Cyber Akuma.
Yeah,
remember that one?
Yeah,
that game.
Cyber Akuma was a monster.
And they were launching those big fucking beams at each other, right?
That's true. Ryu does know the fucking Kamehameha.
Yeah. He hit you with the Galcon for sure, right?
Yeah.
But, so yeah, this is like the first time since then that I've really dug into it, so it's kind of like learning a different kind of fighting game. So more or less just been playing the AI lately, because the servers are kind of shit, and like, I don't know what I'm doing, right?
So servers are hit or miss? Because that's a big thing too lately.
Yeah, but like, name me a fighting game that was ever released that was just like good online from the get-go.
Good, yeah, good point.
Maybe Tekken 7? Maybe?
Actually, the best game I played online was Street Fighter 3 Third Strike.
Yeah?
The online edition for PS3. That was the best, but only because they changed up, they used that rollback system. Like GGPO or something.
I hear NRS got it locked down.
What's it?
I think they're using a GGPO.
NRS?
Yeah. NetherRealm.
Oh!
NetherRealm.
Are they doing that now? Because I really haven't played much like online.
I hear their online is really good now.
Well, I played a bit of Injustice.
But they're like a North American developer, and ArcSys is like, Japanese. So. But they did release a video the other day saying like, yeah, we know that people are getting booted from lobbies all the time, and you can't play a ring match, which is like playing a match with your friends.
Yeah. Because
me and my buddies were like, oh yeah, let's play, and like ring match doesn't work, and you're like, oh fuck, you can't play with your buddies, right?
Yeah, that's fried. That's if you're an online fighter, to me, you should have your shit in order like this day and age. You know what I mean? Like if you're coming out with a fighting game, like get your fucking shit straightened out online.
You'd think, but most online fighters are just
can't do it.
Their networks never really works upon release. Other than that, though, the game is good. Like there is stuff you can do one player, and like it is fun just to kind of learn the game and how it all works and stuff. But it's also like my first kind of anime fighter too, because there's all sorts of like jump canceling and shit like that, right?
Yeah, air dashes and shit.
Like, yeah, instant air dashes and shit. But I don't know, it seems fairly simple when you like step back and look at it. I think it's going to be one of those games where it's going to be pretty easy to pick up and play, especially when there's like auto combos. Just like mash this button and you'll get a combo.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see it's got like an ease of accessibility, but it still has enough layers to it that, it doesn't just get simple. Like, and there's not even like unbalanced, like stupid characters in it,
There are definitely characters that are better than others.
But is it like this will never beat this? You know what I mean?
Well, I don't even really know, man, to be honest with you, because you got like 3 people, right? So even if you're like, oh well, 16 blows up Krillin, let's say.
I
don't know if that's true or not. But
yeah,
let's just say because apparently 16 blows up almost fucking everybody. He's a really good character. So, but let's just say 16 blows up Krillin, but like fucking just tag in Piccolo instead.
Yeah.
Have Piccolo against that, like, you know what I mean?
I guess actually that's something I never quite really analyzed much, but like just a bit of the nature of being a tag game.
And like, why is the matchup so bad for this one character? If I gave him assist, like Goku assist with a fucking beam.
Yeah.
Like, I know that's not Krillin's problem, he has a beam too, but like, let's just say it is. Like, oh, well, the matchup for those 2 characters isn't so bad now that I have a beam or this assist with this other character to help me in that little matchup there, right? So, I don't know. Maybe you should look at it from a one-on-one perspective, but like in a game like that, it seems like it's going to change depending on the scenario. Like, for this scenario, the character is going to be really good, but when I lose this tool, it's not going to be so good.
Yeah. But actually, that's a good way to look at it, because it's not so much that it is it is about the one character versus the one character. It is about composition versus composition, and like who do you keep in for what job at what time.
Yeah, like Vegeta is the assist character at this point in time. Like, he has the best assist, bar none. Like, it's the best one you're going to get.
So I'm guessing there is going to be a certain amount of like you will always have this guy and the competitive level. I'm excited to see this at Evo or something.
In the competitive level right now, I would say like Cell is probably up there. Vegeta Vegeta is there because everyone's using Vegeta as assist. Same with like Kid Buu, his assist is really good and he's a pretty good character. 16 is like probably the best character. Which is really funny because he's a grappler, right? Like, when's a grappler?
Like the top, yeah.
Well, apparently, like, he's a big, bulky character, but he fucking moves fast. So, like, he doesn't really have any things holding him back that a grappler would. And he has, like, these armor moves and shit, too. So, like...
Well, doesn't he have the, infinite armor suicide grab? Like...
Oh, that thing. I don't think that's particularly powerful in itself. Like, if you have someone who doesn't know about it, I think it'd be really good. Yeah. But as soon as someone sees, like, the charge up, they're like, just jump the fuck out of there. Yeah. Get on the other side of this motherfucker.
But I love the idea of that move because, if you catch it, but, like, if you can do good play because, you eat whatever.
There's all sorts of raw shit in that game. Ginyu can steal your body. Yeah. Like, he can take your character. That's so fucked. And the worst part is, like, say I'm playing Ginyu, and you're playing, like, I don't know, Goku, and I steal your body, and you're playing Ginyu now, you don't get the Ginyu Force to help you. Like, you don't get that part of Ginyu's kit.
Weird.
So you just get Ginyu's, like, base abilities, which is, like, one move. So, like, it jukes you the fuck out, because, like, you don't even get that character anymore. Because
it's not you.
You don't get the Ginyu Force, right?
Wow.
That would be the reason you would play that character, obviously, is to flood the screen with a bunch of crazy shit. But when he swaps your body, you don't get that, because the Ginyu Force knows that, like, that's not really Capn Ginyu.
Holy shit, yeah. That's great, though, like, because as far as... This is what I did really love about that game, is that they did a lot of fan service, because that's totally fan service.
Oh, yeah.
But on top of it, it's like the fan service supports like a design pattern that it even like just adds depth to the game. Like,
yeah, right. Yeah. Like they put that in the game. They fucking put it in the game.
Honestly, my favorite thing I've ever seen in that game so far is Jiaozu.
Get him.
Like, goodbye, Tien. No! That's the best!
And then you can't use Chaozu's sister
because he's dead!
Because he's fucking dead.
Oh man, I love that. Like,
oh, fucking Tien's such a high risk character. Like, it doesn't matter what you do, you gotta pay a price. Because he... Because, like, if you use, like, a regular special, right? Like, not his level 3 special, just a level 1, it takes your health. And then, like, if you use his level 3, it takes a bunch of health, and if you want, it can take almost all your health. But it's going to take the opponent's, like, health.
It's going to take them,
like, yeah. Fucked up. And so if you want to use his other level 3, which is Chaozu, like, if you land it, you can't use it no more. And you give up moves, right? Like... You gotta pay a price for Tien, man. It doesn't matter.
I love that. Tien got it so rough.
Well, I saw using that character. I'm like, man, no. Like, he's just so risky. Like, you gotta go all in with Tien. I'm like, I'm not that good of a player yet, right? You just be like, going balls to the wall.
See, but yeah, again, attests to the, like, how well made that game really is. Like, not even... I mean, it looks amazing. And they could have, like...
Fucking... Nappa gets Cyberman.
Yeah!
Like, right? Like...
You make Cyberman and murder him.
Yeah, you can blow up Yamcha with a Cyberman and he, like, falls in a crater. And you know what? If there's a way you can do that to fucking Nappa as Yamcha.
Really?
There's a certain way. Like, I'm pretty sure on a certain level... If Yamcha beats Nappa a certain way, he calls out a Cyberman, fucking Yamcha kicks it back at him, and it lands on him, blows him up, and he's in the same position in the crater as Yamcha. And Yamcha's like, yeah, I'm fucking not dead.
Yeah. Isn't Yamcha fucking, like, a wicked character, too? Like,
man, I think he's pretty good. Or he's probably not, like, SS tier or anything like that, but he's certainly not the worst character in the game. He's got some shit going for him.
Talking about... Or sorry, go ahead.
He's kind of like Death by 1,000 Cuts almost.
Oh, okay. So he's like more like a...
He's fucking Wolverine, man. Like, honest to God, that's the way, like, from what I understand, Wolverine being in, like, Versus series, he's got, like, Berserker Barrage and Tornado Claw and shit like that. Only he doesn't say Tornado Claw.
You should. Come on,
Berserker Barrage, Tornado Claw. Drill Claw, Drill Claw, Tornado Claw.
I love playing him in Street Fighter X-Men, actually.
Because it's such a small hitbox.
Yeah, he just flies. And the Weapon X, which was like, it's basically fucking Raging Demon for Wolverine.
Cool.
Like, you know what I mean? Because he'd just be like, and then fucking like zoom, just like dart across the screen go black, and you just get, or he's just like, and then like,
in Capcom games with him, man, he was just always hulking out and raging. Like, he always looked like he was just ready to blow up.
if you look, yeah, like if you really pay attention to it, like his idling sprite, he's losing his shit. He's just like rolling his fingers and like grinning and flexing her and like nodded right up. He's going to a fit.
Fucking deathed up Wolverine.
But actually, that's something I kind of miss from like older style games, where it is like something like an idle animation like that, which was like, you know, they started out simple, they got kind of like refined and they added more frames because of more horsepower, but then it's just like the art form of it almost got like exaggerated because it was like, we can pay so much more animation on this, so then you get fucking Wolverine like undulating.
Yeah. What the fuck is wrong with him? He's standing still.
I didn't press no buttons. I'm not making him do it. But like that's something that, yeah, like that becomes like a thing. Like that's its own thing then, right? But because you're not going to get it now in like a real, if you went just hard realism, like if you just accelerate, like imagine infinite potential for a video game, like it could look like a photorealistic movie at no cost. You wouldn't get
this weird stylized shit.
Yeah, you wouldn't get this cool stuff. It all comes out of just like necessity of performance and stuff. And then just appealing. It's like early Image Comics and stuff, like oh fucking Rob Liefeld's bananas like proportions and like drawings. It's like, but I remember being a kid and be like, that is the coolest shit I've ever seen. Like he's got 1,000,000 teeth.
Yeah, man. Spawn comics, like I remember reading the one with like, I think it was like Spawn number 5 or number 6, and it was like the serial killer who killed kids. He was he was like the ice cream man.
Yeah, yeah.
And at the end, like
Kincaid, I think.
Yeah, at the end, like
he's just murdered horribly.
Yeah, and I could like seeing it on the page, and I was like, "Whoa, man, that's something else. Never seen that in a comic before."
But that comes from like, because that's Todd McFarlane just being
real.
Yeah, like that's what I loved about that guy, and he's still like he's one of my biggest inspirations as far as like trying to do anything. But like, he's just straight up. He's like, yeah, well, if I was fucking Superman, I'd kill the fucking bad guys. We'd have no more issues. Like,
all dead.
Yeah, it's like, did you ever see? There's an interview, and they asked him about like, because talking about Todd McFarlane, he went on to like revolutionize action figures, and like change the marketplace.
He's the reason they're so expensive now.
Yeah, really, it is, but. But it was like he was at a press conference or like some kind of whatever event, and someone asked him, was like, what was the secret to his like becoming these award-winning things? He was like, he's just like such an asshole about it, but it was like in a fun way, and it's like he uses this like bit of technology you might not have heard of it before, but it's called camera, and took a picture of the thing, like because he won awards for like the NHL figures.
Yeah,
took a picture of the thing that I wanted to make a toy of. Then we spent some time working on the toy, and then we'd look at the picture and be like, does it look like it? Nope. We keep working. And then we keep working until it looks like the picture.
Really, be like, why are you winning so many awards for doing this? Be like, because I'm just doing it good. I mean, like,
exactly.
People were doing his shit, and I didn't do that.
Basically.
But like, it's true. Like, you look at old action figures, like, look at this fucking.
Yeah, the plastic's off, but like, yeah. Now that's a throwback. That's made later.
I was about to say, this is actually not that bad.
That's
Look at
fucking...
that fucking box art.
Well, that's the reason I bought it, really. But fucking... that's the Big Trouble Little China thing. But I know what you're saying. I'm trying to think. There's probably a dude up there that's like an old figure somewhere. Oh yeah, well the old Ninja Turtles are up there. But even then, we're a bit of a revolution in that industry. But I know what you're saying. And did you watch there's that Netflix series, The Toys That Made Us?
Oh no, I still haven't seen that.
You should check that out. It's like all about like where the G.I. Joe and Barbie and all this stuff came from, and it's like seeing like the genesis of what it actually like the things that made it, decisions that caused it. It was like it kind of opens your eyes more. Like back then, and this is why I try to remind people about this in like comic book stuff, and they're like this story's stupid. It's like, why would this happen? It's like, you know why that happened? It's because they needed to sell a lot more books that year. Like it was like, and that guy was on vacation. Like so, but because like there was that, did you watch? This is like huge tangent, but like you watch Comedians in Cars and Coffee at all?
A little bit.
Did you see the one with Patton Oswalt? Okay, so in that one, Seinfeld actually tells about the origin of kryptonite in like where Superman like first encountered kryptonite. It was in the radio show back in whatever the fuck, and the reason was Superman was going on vacation, so they needed to make Superman sick for a couple of weeks and still produce the serials. Right? It's just like fucking, remember wrestling when like wrestlers would get injured in the storyline because they had to go shoot a movie? Yeah. Or like, it's a lot of it just comes from real like
issues.
Yeah, like the fact of like this is still coming from real people. Like this is not just like perfectly logical thing that exists in a real universe. Like, and again, going back to like Platoon the game and like, so imagine you're a bunch of programmers who figured out how to make games and make money off them. Someone's like, make Platoon the game.
You fuck.
And again, you're just like, what the fuck am I making this? Like, it's like, man, I don't know, but they paid us like, $200,000 or $300,000. We're making Platoon the game.
We're doing something. Imagine, how would you make Platoon on the NES, right?
Yeah. Like, what would, if someone comes to you right now,
dude, it would be a JRPG. That's how I would do it.
Exactly. But guess what? You got a month to make it, and like.
Someone hunt down the fucking script of that movie and get typing right now.
Right, but a lot of it does come back to like, more than likely someone had an idea like, yeah, we're gonna make this huge narrative thing, and they're like, well, actually, we're only paying you this much, and you got to have it done by like 2 months' time before the movie comes out.
Yeah, we can't make a JRPG now.
Right? So it's like, now we got to make.
All right, we're making Contra.
Yeah, exactly. Even then, you gotta be like, yeah. Well, I think that's why you did see that, because more than likely at the time, I mean, Konami made Contra, but like, Contra's a wicked fucking game.
Yeah, that was more like Metal Gear, just a shitty version of it.
But and even you think about what Contra is, again, that game rips off so much shit, and it's very like, because the cover of the game literally is composed of the cover of Commando and the cover of Rambo. Like, they took the fucking art, and if you can overlay it, like, and this is because I remember talking to a designer, and he was like, "Oh, we'll just make a shooting game or something." And I was like, "What do you mean, just like a shooting game?" Because for me, I'm always trying to wedge story into whatever I'm developing, like, regardless of like, and this is my big thing too, is like, when I want to work story into it, it doesn't mean I want paragraphs of dialogue, and it doesn't mean I want cutscenes.
It's just a reason.
Yeah, it's literally like, just so I have a reason to make this instead of making it that, And yeah, so Contra literally is like, comes from Aliens, comes from Predator, comes from Commando, comes from Rambo. Like, it's influenced by the big blockbuster shit of that time.
Yeah.
And like, the last boss, you're fighting aliens, like you're fighting xenomorph babies coming out of eggs. Like,
fuck yeah.
Right? But prior to that, you're shooting dudes in a jungle. So,
I see where you're going.
You know, like, the reasons for where they were and what they did all came from, like, you know, the influence of the culture at that point. So it's like
there's gonna be another Predator movie coming out.
Yeah, I hope it's not garbage. Like Predators wasn't that bad.
No, Predators wasn't that bad. Like it was certainly better than some of the other Predators.
Everything else except for Predator 1 and 2.
Yeah. First AVP movie wasn't that good. And then AVP... Man, like...
Requiem might be a little bit underrated.
If you could fucking... Like, I like Requiem because it's just so fucked up. Right? Like... You can't see nothing. It was a real dark movie. They just didn't have the money for the lighting. They literally didn't have the money for that shit.
Again, it's kind of over top.
And this is why I'm like... Fuck, and they just like went ahead and did it. Like it's so fucked up. It was like it was supposed to be some kind of like slasher movie, but like the alien predator just showed up instead. You know what I mean? You're like it was supposed to be a slasher film, but like now it's a creature feature. You're like, what the fuck? It was just so fucked up. I loved it. Right.
I know what you're
like,
saying.
There was like a fucking like a predator sticking babies into this pregnant woman. You're like, what the fuck? Like, how did any of this actually happen? Right? It's just so fucked up.
I know what you're saying. Yeah,
and that's why I kind of liked it. Like a kid just got like chest bursted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, they're taking no prisoners in this fucking movie. I'm surprised anybody lived. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I totally know what you mean. Because it's just a kind of like almost like an exercise in that universe.
And I feel that like they missed out on a lot of things in that movie, but I think they really missed out with the Predator. I think that this story should have been his because he was like, they were like, this shit happened, dude, go fix it. He's like, oh well, fucking better go do it, right?
Got shit to do.
And he had to track stuff down and figure it all out. I think it just should have been like. It should have been his POV. Really, it should have been his story to tell.
That's what I want. That's what everyone wants. Like, well, because otherwise, I think the first movie was what it was, and then you got fucking.
Well, like the first movie is just I can't.
Yeah, amazing.
There's only one thing I don't like about that movie, and there's a good reason why I don't like it, and it's almost forgivable because the reason is so. What's one part in Predator that really stands out to you that you're just like, this kind of doesn't fit with the rest of the movie?
Oh, the beginning?
No. The action scene. You know when they like have when they blow up the camp or whatever?
Yeah.
So apparently a different director. That wasn't John McTiernan. That was just some other dude.
Oh, I know I know what you're talking about now.
Like,
yeah.
When they're all like,
because it was a Unit B director, and like,
he
shot the. I know what you're talking about.
He did the action thing, and like, it's really like when I go back and look at it. And someone told me that, or I read it somewhere, or heard it somewhere, and I was like, man, it really like the way the editing is and the way it's shot. It's just like, it's so different than the way like John McTiernan did it, right?
No, that's totally that's funny because I've heard it recently too, but. Even for me, the way that hit me, and the way I always kind of took that, and maybe this is just like, I don't know, but I always seen it like the movie starts off as a different movie. Like I always felt that it was almost like it was meant to be Commando. It was meant to be this action military movie, and it was kind of like almost like uninspired. And then they met the Predator, and shit got real.
And it just kind of changed,
yeah.
Man, I would have loved to be able to go into that movie, like, not knowing.
Yeah.
That it was there was a fucking crazy monster alien that was, like, you know, really cool looking, just, like, out in the... Like, you're like, oh, this is just going to be some, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger movie where... He's the last guy alive with a big gun just mowing everybody down and he saves this missus or whatever kind of thing. And then, like, seeing the movie and you're like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on?
Like, can you imagine if, like, partway through Rocky, fucking zombie virus broke out?
Like, halfway through Rocky, he just gets cancer.
It just becomes
and
a sad
dies
movie.
At the end of the movie.
Like,
you're like, what the fuck is going on? That's not what I thought.
Like, no boxing at all, like, for the rest of it, like, for, like, 45 minutes.
You're, like, watching From Dusk Till Dawn, you know what I mean? You're just like, what's going on? There's a tonal shift here. There's a big tonal shift here.
and that's kind of what I like about that. And I almost felt like now, but it doesn't do it like you say. In the second one, it's like it knows it's Predator up front, but they still almost, to me, it was like they were trying to start up down that same road of there's a guy who's doing something, like he's a detective, right? So he's doing that, and fucking Predator shows up, shit got real. Like,
but they could have done it better. And like when it's a bad habit of mine to be like, how would have I done this movie? How have I wrote this movie? It just sounds really pretentious, right? But if I had done Predator 2, if they were like, Liam,
we're gonna remake Predator.
I still would have had Danny Glover. I don't think that was a bad casting choice. No. Because I would have had it like a fucking detective movie, right? You didn't see the Predator for a long time, right? They just walk in on these massacres. Yeah. Like, you know how, like, have you seen Boondock Saints?
Yeah.
So you know how they walk in on the scene and it's just like a total mess and they're like, how the fuck did this happen?
Yeah.
It would kind of be like that, and they would be like, what is going on? Like, how is someone doing this? And then they get clues that, like, something's not adding up. Like, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, Jesus, fucking alien monster here to kill us all. You know?
Yeah.
And that's how I would have gone about it. Halfway through the movie, it would be like, oh my god, it's
Yeah. I know what you mean.
And nobody would believe the fucking detective. It'd be like, guys, it's, a fucking alien. Like, shut up.
You're like,
no, don't get me wrong.
Maybe you should take time off, man. We're gonna transfer this case.
And Gary Busey just would have been there. I smell fucking alien.
Yeah.
Just fucking showing his teeth.
You're crazy.
Gary Busey.
Scary Busey gets
Scary Busey gets
murdered. Scary Busey versus Predator.
Apparently his son's going to be in the Predator movie.
Oh, what? Scary Busey versus Predator.
Man, and you gotta think, like, Bill Paxton got killed by a fucking Predator twice.
What a fucking resume. Like,
got killed by...
That's all I'd have on my fucking resume.
Got killed by Terminator, got killed by the Xenomorph, got killed by the Predator twice.
Yeah.
First time I was a cop, second time I was a convict. What up? Like...
It's true. It wouldn't even be like played convict and whatever. It'd be like... Got killed by
For real though, if I was like, I need someone to have a dramatic death, like, just get Bill Paxton.
Or what's his name?
Too bad he's dead.
Sean Bean, is it?
Oh, fucking Sean Bean, yeah. Luckily Sean Bean's still with us. Rip Bill Paxton.
Oh, he's actually dead. I didn't know
yeah, he passed away. I think it was last year, year before.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but
game over, man.
Yeah, game over, man is right. Fucking, he finally succumbed to the fucking demons. But Sean Bean dies all the time. There's actually a website it's like called don'tcallseanbean.com. There was an interview with him. It was like, how do you feel like dying? I was like, oh, what the fuck, right? It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, imagine though, like he kind of is at this point. It was like that was your fucking specialty. Like that's what you.
And it's funny because you watch Troy, and you're like, the only one who doesn't die is Sean Bean.
I remember that movie.
Even Brad Pitt died. Not fucking Sean Bean.
Wow.
Sean Bean didn't really do anything crazy in the movie. He was just kind of like, I just tell people what to do and don't die. Thank God.
I like that movie, actually. I thought Troy was pretty good.
I like Troy, too, actually. Like, it was really long, but you could sit through it. It was paced very well.
I remember playing fucking, it was like LARPing, but without the role play. Fucking just basically like fighting in the field with foam weapons.
Okay.
So like in Fat Cat when we used to there's a bunch of animators in a little small town, so
it's like Hema Light.
Like what?
It's like Hema Light.
Oh yeah, that was the real sword fighting one, right?
Yeah, where the boys get like dulled swords and put fencing jackets on and smash you.
So imagine that with foam weapons and no armor, like. You know what I mean? So that's basically what we used to do, just make up games and get the weapons out and shit. Yeah. And these few boys made pretty savage weapons. But like, I forgot why I started going down this road now. What did we just get from Troy? Yeah, Troy, fuck. So, some of the weapons were like short sword and shield. I remember trying to do that fucking Troy move, Like,
over, like jumps up and stabs you in the neck.
Yeah, like because I took the shield
Yeah.
and so I just ran at the boys with the shield, trying to jump up on them and come around the back.
You should have took.
But they usually just dodge. You never get to them. Like,
right. You should have just rocked a spear and a shield.
No, well, Warhammer ended up being my main jam. Like, that was my fucking weapon du jour. And I was good with it, too, because, like, you know, I was like, fucking 280 pounds at the time. So,
like... weight behind that bad boy.
Well, I could just whip it around. Whereas, like, most guys would basically pick it up, swing it, and then get stabbed.
Yeah.
Like, I would be able to, like whip it around here. Yeah! And I remember there was fucking... One of the like most memorable points was like we're out. It was like so basically the start of it is everyone will line up and they'd lay out the weapons from closest, which would be the smallest weapon, be like a dagger.
Yeah.
They'd lay them out to the end of the field, and they got bigger and bigger at the end. And the last one is the warhammer. So like every game would be like the start of the thing. They'd go, and it'd just be me sprinting to the end with the warhammer. But the second best, well, the best weapon, which everyone used to try to get, was the spear.
I bet, yeah.
Because it was just boom, done.
Spears are fucking good weapons, man.
Exactly, and they showed because exactly like you know someone with a sword or even shield and everything, like they just get poked, like you wouldn't get close. So it was team battle and the eliminations you used to on your walkout, right? You get hit once in like center mass and you're out. You couldn't hit to the head, it'd be disqualification.
Oh really?
Yeah. We did do if you got hit in the arm and like you both noticed it was just the arm, not center mass, you stop using the arm. But so in one match ended up it was me with Warhammer against Buddy I forget his name now. But he had the spear, and it was just two of us squaring off in the field.
10,000 copies on the newcomer.
But I was like, I can't, what can I do? He's got the fucking spear, I can't get in on him, right? I can't close the distance, or I'm done instantly. Because he did karate and shit. Like,
oh, he's good at point fighting, man.
Yeah,
he's good at that. Like,
so I'm like, what the fuck can I do?
Squaring off.
And my plan ended up being, he had the spear right out like that in front of him, right? And I just took the hammer and I swung at the spear. I blasted the spear out of his hand. And then came around and he like dove after it and I just came down on top of his back.
And I just screamed.
But it was like stupid fun. And I remember, like, I was like, man, I'm going to make fucking a bunch of these fucking fun weapons eventually, but never did. Because it was, like, way too much work.
Just get into Hmac. I'm not sure there's any in fucking Halifax.
No. But again, like, remember we were talking about before, they'll use a real Warhammer. Like, they'll use the one-handers.
There's some crazy shit now, but, like, people actually, like, get in, like, actual armor. It's like MMA and fucking... with weapons and shields and armor. That's fucked, man.
Yeah, exactly. But this one was like, because it was all foam, you're doing like almost cartoonish weapons. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and no one's gonna get seriously injured.
Yeah.
But like, if you put a helmet on and I bash you in the head with a mace, guess what? You probably got a concussion, if not a collapsed skull. Like,
well, from what I've noticed of these fucking sword and shield fights is like, look out for the shield, man. Like, the shield's doing a lot of work.
Yeah, man, you can bash something pretty bad with that shit.
Man, you imagine just a fucking straight cross with a fucking shield on your forearm. Like,
just one of those bucklers, just like, or even just a round shield. Bang!
Or even just a chop to the side of the head, like.
You just should have went all Dane on him. Just get a fucking round shield and an axe. Just be like, I'm here to take your women, I'm here to take your silver.
Bring them in. Raise the village.
Take all your shit.
Alright. Well, I think we might as well call it on now. But, yeah, that was episode whatever the fucking number is on the top of the file.
Episode somewhere between 70 to 79.
Yeah, there's a 7 at the front, I can tell you that much. Yeah, check us out on theheromode.com, on Twitter, @hero_mode. I think Instagram is just hero or whatever the fuck. Does Instagram have an @? I don't even really know.
I think so.
So it's Hero Mode. Find us, you know. Working on some games still in the back. Look for more of that. You'll see hints of it popping up on Twitter and shit. But yeah, that'll be it. Till next time.